Hello everybody and welcome to a new video series where I talk all conspiracies in mixed martial arts. And here's what I mean by conspiracies. I don't mean, is the ghost of Dan Severn haunting the UFC Apex. Dan Severn's not dead, but those are not the conspiracies I'm talking about. What I'm talking about is why certain fights are taking place. And for the first episode, we are going with my conspiracy surrounding Islam Makhachev fighting Dustin Poirier. Now hear me out. Ready? Here is scenario number one of why these two may be fighting. Let's say Islam Makhachev pulls out of the fight. Something happens, he gets an injury, a visa issue, any reason at all. What do they do next? An interim title fight between Conor McGregor and Dustin Poirier. Now, we're rating these from least likely to most likely. This is the least likely one that I got. I don't think that's going to happen, but that is definitely an option that's on the table for the UFC. Or they have Conor and Chandler fight for an interim title if Islam Makhachev gets hurt. Now, I think that one's a lot more likely. Think about it. Two big stars. The tickets are already sold. It's pretty much sold out. You can have them headline now. Definitely. I think they're headlining anyway, but you could definitely headline those two fights. Option number two. If Dustin and Conor both win, Conor is 100% fighting for that belt. Only reason this isn't the most likely thing to happen is because I don't think Dustin's going to win this fight. I think he can definitely win this fight. We'll talk about that more in another video. I think Conor's likely to win, and if Dustin wins, they're more than likely going to fight a third time for the title. That's definitely what's going to happen. And then option number three, if Islam wins and Conor wins, Conor's probably still fighting for the belt. If Conor McGregor comes out there and looks sensational, looks like old school Conor, karate stance Conor, 145-pound Conor, fighting Jose Aldo Conor, then I think it is highly likely he's fighting for the belt anyway. And I know what you're thinking. Why does Conor get to fight for the belt? I mean, that's not fair. What about Arman Tarzukian? What about Max Holloway moving up? It sells tickets. That is pretty much the entire reason why that fight would take place in the first place. While we're on the subject, let's talk a little bit about Dustin Poirier versus Islam Makhachev. A very interesting matchup. If you guys remember when he fought Khabib, not Islam, Dustin Poirier, and I know what you're thinking. He jumped the guillotine. I know, he did. But do you remember how tight that guillotine was? If he adjusted his hips in any certain way and got better leverage on that fight was over. I don't think Dustin's going to jump a guillotine here. I think he's going to take more of the style he did when he fought Conor, kind of definitely in a low stance, always looking for a takedown, using his boxing. But it definitely could happen. Anyway, that's all I got for you guys today. I'm violently hungover. This video is not that great. I'm not going to lie to you. But I appreciate you guys tuning in. And I hope to see you guys in another video. Cheers.